Bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be fixing a few Transformers using Kiki. So it's been a while since I've done any of the videos around how I use Kiki to fix all of the loose joints, so I thought I'd show you, and we're going to continue with Devastator. We started fixing some of the joints on Devastator, so I'll show you how they've managed to hold up, and then also we have a few other ones that we're going to try and fix today. So first of all, if you remember in our last video, we were fixing the kind of loose hip joints on this dude, and you can now see that this NBK Devastator has actually held up extremely well. His leg still holds in the position that I want it to, but what we didn't fix last time was the way that it goes out. So that is still all floppy. So this is what we're going to fix today, this kind of floppy leg here. We may also fix the knees as well. So using Kiki now, and when you take it off, this will be able to go into the joints and kind of make them just a lot better. So first of all, it's been a while since I've used this, so I'll just give it a good clean with the pin that we get with it, and then I'm gonna just stick these straight into the joints. So we'll start with the knees, and you can see here what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add this into the joints there, and then into the other joints here. So there's that one, and then the same with these side pieces. And then with these side pieces, I'm going to go in here. So I just kind of go in here on the side. Yeah, let it all just coat the inside. The nozzle's very thin, which is great. And then do the same on this side. So just coat the inside of the legs. Moving on to NEWAGE's take on Cliffjumper, and we can see that his feet are a little bit too heavy, basically. So I think he needs a little bit more kind of support on his legs to be able to get that posability, because everything just feels a little bit floppy. So again, for this one, open up his legs, just dab some Kiki in, and dab some Kiki in here. And then I will leave that off to dry again. Then it will make sure that when we come back, everything should be nice. Now with NEWAGE's Galvatron, you can see that this is floppy as anything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put some Kiki in the back here, like so, and then in the back here as well, just to make sure that everything here works. Next up, Grapple, and on this figure I've always had a bit of an issue with these being a little bit too floppy. You can't really pose them everywhere you want to, especially if he's holding his weapon. So what I'm going to do is again just add a little bit of Kiki to the joints here. And again to the joints here. Now this dries clear, so you might think, oh god, you're making a right mess there, but this stuff dries clear, so don't worry too much about whether or not what you're putting on will be visible. Again, gonna leave this to dry now. Now for some bigger bots. So we have this one. We have the Zeus figure, the Deformation Zeus, and this dude is like, I don't want to hold any poses. I can't hold anything. My arms are just dumb, basically. So just in here, just in those gaps there is where I'm going to put the Kiki this time. So just in there like so. Fill all that up, and then the same with this one. Fill all this section up with Kiki. So now we move on to Kiki's biggest challenge yet, and also one of my most disappointing pickups that I've had in a while. This is the MasterMade take on Scorponok. one of my main problems with this figure is its articulation and the strength of the ratchets. In some places has some great strong ratchets like this, but in the legs that have metal in the feet, you just no chance at all. So we're going to get in here with some Kiki and see if Kiki can fix these joints at all. So I'm just going to go in there with the Kiki. Just squeeze that in there at the side and at the top, and then at the top here and at the bottom. Let's just see if I can get this to... I mean, this will be a real test for this stuff, because obviously these are die cast, these feet, so if it can make these joints any tougher at all, then it's going to be an absolute bonus. Now what I need to do is I need to make sure that I leave these things dry. Now, temperature on the Kiki on this is very, very important. It needs to be a very nice room temperature. I left it in somewhere that was a little bit cold and it didn't seem to dry. I haven't tried it anywhere that's too warm yet, and I'm going to try, because where I do my studio at the moment it's very sunny, so I'm going to leave one in the attic where I film all of these and see if the heat exposure causes it to not do as good a job, because it is very warm up here at the moment. And then everything else I'll take downstairs and let it dry kind of at room temperature. Come back to it tomorrow. I leave it for 24 hours to dry. It says only a couple, but I always leave for 24 hours, and then we'll see what kind of job good old Kiki has done for these figures. Okay, so we are now 24 hours later, and let's see what has happened here. So one of these bots I left upstairs, as I said I would, in the attic, where the temperatures got mighty high yesterday in the not very typical British summer. I would say it was a very, very warm day yesterday, and this one, Zeus, I left him upstairs, so we'll see how that's hardened. Let's start off then with NEWAGE's take on Cliffjumper and see where we've ended up here. So we know this dude had some extremely, extremely loose hips, and now, whoop, 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 everything is very nice, because these were some very heavy feet. Something he could probably do now that he definitely wouldn't have been able to do before would be, yeah, dude can ninja kick now. There's no way I would have been able to do that before with him. So awesome. So you can see I can get the legs now to go in the positions that I want. Holds together much better. Well done, Kiki. Well done. You did a pretty good job there. Okay, so next up we will take a look at NEWAGE's Darius, and if you remember, he had some really floppy arms, but you can see now that this is really, really stiff, and he can hold the positions I want. Adding in the arm cannon again, which is where the weight was that was causing the problems last time. So when I put this on, yes, so we can now get the positions that we want from him however we want. So well done, Kiki. That is another good fix there on these arm joints, so I can make sure that I can have these arms now in the position that I want, so nothing falls over. Really good. Back still falls off this, right? But other than that, really good. Really, really great. No way I could have done all these moves before. Fantastic. Okay, so next up we have our Earthrise hoist, and we can see, yeah, these arms are definitely back. Well, they never have been very stiff, these arms, so absolutely fantastic. You can see I can now have them in whatever position I really want them in, and if I add the arm cannon or the welding arm, whichever one you want to call it, I can just stick that in, and it can now take the weight and I can position it however I want. Stick it on the other arm. You can see that I can position it wherever I want. So perfect again, and no way I could have done that before. I think I might have to put some on his floppy legs next. Okay, so next up we have Zeus, and Zeus had floppy arms with very heavy weapons. This is also the one that I left up in the very warm attic, and we can see now that, yeah, these arms can now take the weight. You can still get that range of motion out of it for a full 360, and now this side works perfectly. Yeah, very nice. Stiffened up those joints there, and then the same with this one. You can see that even though this is a very, very heavy, come on dude, sort your needs out. Again, legs might need to be done next on this one. Even though this is a very heavy side, I can position this now however I want. There's no way that I would have been able to do kind of this motion before. Where's going? So now we can test whether or not we can get this leg out to the side and it will stay, and no, unfortunately no, we've not managed to do that. So the back action is still working fine, but unfortunately Kiki has not managed to fix that action there on Devastator. Has it fixed the knees, because they were also very floppy? Oh, it has fixed the knees. Okay, so we can get really nice bend and posability on the knees now, where we couldn't get that before because they were really floppy. So that's fixed one knee. How about the other knee? Oh, actually make the ratchet move instead of the thing underneath. And oh, yeah, we can hold a knee bend there. So on a big butt like this, it has managed to fix its knees and its hips, but I can't get it to fix this side action. Perhaps if I kind of went in and unscrewed here, which is what I might do in the next video around Kiki. I might go in, actually unscrew this and put the Kiki inside and see what we can do there. But all in all, Devastator is becoming a lot more stable. We now have some stability within the knees. So now time for Kiki's ultimate test. So this is going to be a big one. As I said before, this is all metal. So if this has worked at all, I will be very, very shocked. So when I move this forward now, will it stay? No. And back. No. Forward. Oh, I can feel a little bit. Ooh. Oh. I think I need to. Oh no. I felt a little bit of friction there. Maybe if I add more. Maybe if I add a bit more. Maybe again I'll try and maybe dismantle some parts. But unfortunately, with his big metal stompers, it's not worked on this figure, which is a shame. Okay, so this was my second video about Kiki, and I would say it was still a success. I still absolutely love this product. I think that I can now see that it does have its limitations, whereas in the first video that I did, we had 100% success. I now see that for bigger bots, I either need to open them up and actually put the stuff on the ratchets, which is what I'm probably going to do for Devastator, and I'll show you that in the next Kiki video that I do. But stuff with big metal feet, probably never going to get that. I will try again in the next video. I'll have a good think about how I can do it. But for your smaller bots, certainly Darius, 100% success. Cliffjumper, a success, and definitely Zeus, 100% success, even with the high temperatures. So I guess it's at the low temperatures, because last time I did this it was cold during the winter. So at colder temperatures, what we need to remember is probably it needs to be room temperature or above to help with the setting process. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments. Have you got Kiki? Do you use Kiki? Kiki, do you love me? And I will see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!